Today, we're transplanting the seeds that we started in February in our $21 greenhouses. We have two of these. I've been watering them, and so far, some seeds did great, but some crashed out. So let's transplant today, and let's see what happened to the crashed out ones and what we'll do, because here we never accept failure. We always just pivot and move forward. Welcome back. So I first want to note that I hardened these off. If you notice, these drawers are open slightly here on this one and on our other one. And so that is to allow the seeds time to get acclimated to the air, because if you don't do a hardening off process and allow them to get acclimated, they can suffer from forms of transplant shock. So we've done that. So we're ready to go ahead and get these seeds out. So let's get started. As we open this one up, we see that most of these are fine. You know, most of these have something that's growing in them. There's a few like this one. So this one failed, whatever was here. But then you've got things like way back here. You've got things. So the funny thing is, of course, I had the labels and everything for this. And then these, and then the markers that I had didn't work well. So ultimately that day, I basically threw things in there. So these are black beauty tomatoes that we have here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and transplant these. And what I'll do is for each one that I transplant, I'm going to go ahead and add some fresh soil to them. Now these may be experiencing, some people talk about legginess. I'm not going to worry about any of that. Everything that's still viable is basically gonna get transplanted. So we'll go ahead and get started. I want to also show you that I've set up these 4 containers here. They are for our corn, and so our corn must be planted in blocks. So when we get to that, I've got those set up so they can wind pollinate each other. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and start with the corn. As you see, it's well past time to get this corn out of here. There was squash in here too, so some of the squash didn't make it. And for some reason, I actually see some seeds that I know I covered them, so I don't know what happened here while they're still on the top. But we're going to take this corn, and like I said, we're going to transplant it in blocks. Looks like we had avocado squash, because I had to put these labels in here like this. And we had South Delaware Flint, Pennsylvania Dutch butter, and North Georgia candy roaster in here. So what'll happen is, for the ones that didn't make it, we will go ahead and redo those. We also had the South American yellow corn in here also. So let's go ahead and get these, and we'll go ahead and transplant these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add some fresh soil to these pots, because these currently have recycled soil in these 4 pots, because we always recycle here. And we want to make sure that we save money and don't waste. And so I've got some fresh soil in these Harbor Freight buckets. I don't know if you can see the difference in this versus what's in this pot, but this is freshly mixed soil that has not been used to grow anything. So it should have a lot more nutrients than what's in the pot. So I'm going to give it a layer of this, and then we'll go ahead and do our fertilizer so we can transplant. I don't know if you can see the difference, but the soil that's older, it's clearly a lot lighter, and it's pale compared to what I just put in there. Notice that I did not fill any of these pots completely. That's on purpose, because this corn, when I grew it last year, of course it's going to grow very, very tall over time. It's going to need the sides of this bag as support to help it. So I don't want to put it at the very top of the bag and then it grows out. I mean, I can roll these bags up, but I'd rather put it in soil that's deep enough for it to grow, and this should be enough for it to grow in. And then I'm going to, like I said, let it grow up, and then I'll roll the bag up some if need be, but I'd rather give it that support it needs by not filling this up completely. So for our very tall corn, and I already know it's the roots are coming out. I waited too late or waited past the time, and so I'm not going to worry about that. We're just going to see what happens. I'm going to put blood meal in the planting hole and in the area and sprinkle this throughout, because corn is a heavy nitrogen feeder. So that's what I'm going to do next, is add this to each bag, and then we'll go ahead and start transplanting. Just gonna kind of space these out and put these in here together. I'm gonna try to put 2 per container, and because they need room to grow and need room to push up and push out. So we'll focus on 2 per container at this time. I'm going to push this up and then see how that comes up, and then I'm just gonna slip this out after I push this up. But that's how you do with these different seed trays. This set from Bootstrap Farmer, you want to kind of, and you can see those roots very well, and I'm going to kind of tip this a little bit to show you, but the bottom, so you can see where the bottom, you just put your finger up there to push that up so you can get these out. One tip I can give you already, as I'm putting blood meal also into the planting hole, because I already put it in the actual grow bag, soiled in the grow bag. I just water these because I've been watering them a couple times a week, because you want to make sure you don't over water. But I just watered these, and I can tell the soil's kind of soft still. So when you transplant, if possible, try to give it maybe 3 or 4 days before you transplant it, so your soil will stay compacted until you actually get it transplanted out. You want it to the plant to grow out, but it's kind of, as I'm pulling this one, see, this one kind of fell apart some, so that will help when you transplant it. Again, this is an experiment. My first year doing this with this greenhouse outside, my makeshift $21 greenhouses. So we're just learning still as we go along. Let me know when you transplant, what's some of your best tips for transplanting? What's some of the things you found have helped you have more success, besides things like hardening off? What's helped you have the most success when you transplant? So we've got our corn transplants in with the blood meal, and we're going to water these in after I get done, and then we'll also cover these. Our peppers need partial shade, so I've put them over here with the patio area, so they will get that. You can even see now that you can see this area is sunny down here at the bottom, and this is shaded here. So peppers need that to prevent sun scald. So we're going to put them over here by the patio area, and I'm going to hit them because they're going to need a lot of calcium. So I'm going to hit them with bone meal in their planting hole to get them started. So here's our bone meal that we're using. The one from, this is from Lowe's, this particular brand, but they all seem to work about the same, the organic bone meals and blood meals. And these are falling apart a little bit because, like I said, they were recently watered. So I'm just doing the best I can to get these in. Here's our transplant. Just to zoom in on that. So we're just going to do that bone meal with all of these bell peppers. Our tomatoes, they also benefit from bone meal, so I'm going to go ahead and put the bone meal in their planting hole also. You can use blood meal at the beginning, but definitely as these progress, you want to focus more on bone meal for fruiting and for growth and stability of them. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing, similar to what we did with our peppers with our tomatoes. So we've got our tomatoes in. Some of them are not as easily visible because of the shade, but we've got the tomatoes in. And because of the labeling issue, we've got some mystery crops out here that I'm not just exactly sure what some of these are. So if you know what these are, I put my plant app on them, but it really wasn't much help at this stage. So if you know of a great plant app that's good even at this seedling stage to identify what these are, let me know down in the comments what you think these are in this orange pot, and also what you're thinking this is in this blue pot. The blue pot's looking sort of like tomatoes, but not real 100% sure, like I said, with the mishap with the marker not working on our labels. Let me know down in the comments what the orange pot is and what the blue pot is. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give them balanced soil and place them out, and then we'll water everything in, and then we'll just kind of do balanced soil until we can kind of figure out what they are. That's the great thing about fertilizing. Even if you're not sure about something, you can give it balanced soil to a point, and then as it matures, you'll be able to tell what it is, and then you'll be able to give it the appropriate fertilizer. If you'd like to know what fertilizer to give your plants, pick up my free Ultimate Fertilizer Guide. It's linked in the description, and again, it's absolutely free. And also join our free Skool group where we talk about what we're planting now. You can ask your questions, you can give advice to other gardeners, and we'd be so glad to have you there. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.